Hello friends, myself Danish. Here we are going to have a look into the cryptocurrencies. We all know that the cryptocurrencies are conquering the world day by day. How this happened, how the value of the cryptocurrencies is getting in a higher rate. That is now the traders, especially in stock traders, are shifting their platform from stock to cryptocurrencies. Why does this happen? Because the cryptocurrencies are becoming stronger and stronger than the stock of a company. And how is it possible at all? However, now we are going to look into the basic terms of currencies. Thus, let us have a look into the currency of USA, that is dollar. How this dollar occur a higher value than that of Indian rupee. Let us have a look because we all know that the USA is a developed country, and what happens is that the daily transaction in the USA is very much higher than that of India. In day by day, the USA has a greater export and a greater import because they have all sorts of inventories, industries, and a lot of things much more than that of India. Moreover, the petroleum products that is in Gulf countries, the petroleum products have their transaction in US. So this is why the US dollar have a higher value than Indian rupee. Now, what happens when the situation when the European unions introduce their currency euro? Now, what happens is just like that as the whole European world, that is the European Union having a lot of developed countries, and their transaction is much more higher than that of USA. That is, a lot of banks are there in Switzerland, and the whole world is investing in Swiss banks. And we all know that another countries are there in European Union which are much richer than when compared to the per capita income of USA. That is, Luxembourg is one example because the lot of banks are there in Luxembourg, which the investors have a quite good source of transaction is happening right there. However, that is the story of European Union's euro and the USA's dollar. So now coming to Bitcoin, what happens is just like that. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. Now, when we look into Bitcoin, what happens is that there is only a limited quantity of Bitcoin. So this cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is just like that. Only 70% of this Bitcoin is mined, and the 30% is remaining. And however, this Bitcoin is just like that, moving around, having a high value because we with Bitcoin, lot of transaction is going around, but it is limited coin. And so far as the demand for the Bitcoin get increased, we all know that when demand increases, so the value also increases. That's what happens in Bitcoin. And however, the lot of people are investing in Bitcoin, just like it replaces the price of gold and so. Before that, the people invest in US dollar and euro. Now the whole place are just shifted to Bitcoin and other sorts of cryptocurrencies. So now we all know that the stock exchange depend upon how the companies perform and how the demand for the stock increases and so on and so. So now the thing is the transaction and the demand and the limited number of coins, that is the cryptocurrencies, have made the value of the cryptocurrencies in a high rate. That is, in the agreement we could see an incremental value of Bitcoin in a per second. That is why the people are be- before the Bitcoin. So whether what happens in future if the situation is going on like this, I don't know, really, I don't know. But the thing is, a lot of cryptocurrencies are emerging, and Their motive is to make profit with these all cryptocurrencies, and a lot of people are investing in dumb cryptocurrencies and losing their money. This is this. First of all, I want to say that the cryptocurrency, the value is fluctuating on, and if you are investing in cryptocurrency, what happens is that you can't predict that where this value go. When it's going a very in a hike, then what happens is that its value get increased. When it is going in a downward position, then what happens is that you lost all your money. That's what happened. And there is no proper way of calculating how this value get fluctuated. So be careful before investing into cryptocurrencies. However, the prediction shows that the values of cryptocurrencies are, that is, the real cryptocurrencies having a high profile cryptocurrencies, the values is increasing day by day. So let's hope for a quite good future for cryptocurrencies. So now we are going for a detailed look around cryptocurrencies and how we could invest or not invest in cryptocurrencies. That is, first of all, we must have a knowledge about cryptocurrency. Then only we must decide that whether I should invest or not. So now we are all going to have a look around the features of cryptocurrencies. So what are the features of these cryptocurrencies? These are all super volatile. That is, we can't predict where these values of cryptocurrencies is going around because somehow it is a fluctuating one. Now we look into the stock market. We all know that the prediction of stock is quite easy because if you look around what happens in the market and um, how many investors are there in the market, lot and lot of things, we could get into a conclusion that where will the stock goes all around in coming 6 months. And even if we look around the performance of a company, we could also predict that the values of the stock will be getting into a higher in a higher position. But in case of the cryptocurrencies, it is not that case because the cryptocurrencies is based on transaction, demand, and whole lot of things which is unpredictable. Somehow, if a warfare is happening, what happens is that the stock price gets into a downward position. But at that time itself, we can't predict the value of the cryptocurrency. Maybe tends to downwards or tends to upwards. It all depends upon the nature of that cryptocurrencies or the present buyers and lot of things. So we must have to know about the cryptocurrencies before investing into it. However, the unpredictability is a very important thing that we must aware about. However, we know that the now in the present scenario, the cryptocurrency is having a higher values and the values of all the cryptocurrencies is fluctuating to a higher position. Even if it went to a lower one, it suddenly hike its value. That's why the people are very fond of cryptocurrencies and investing in cryptocurrencies. So now we are all easy early adopters of cryptocurrencies. So what we must do is that we have to we have to know about the cryptocurrencies, and we have a lot of advantages as well as disadvantages. We know that in the early stages of stock, the we are not awareness of the stock, and especially in India, what happens is that situation is just like that. People are not aware of the stock, and they are afraid of investing in stock. That's what happened in that scenario. So nowadays, what happens is that we all are thinking that if we invest just only 100 rupees there at the time of 1970s, what will we become? Maybe we become a millionaire, or we may occur a 10 million Indian rupee or somehow just like that. Yeah, that's what we are thinking about. So this is the case around the stock. However, if when to cryptocurrencies, we don't know about Bitcoin at the beginning stage. In the beginning stage, the Bitcoin was given for in games for free when we win a bit win a game, the Bitcoin is given for free. However, in some games, especially not all games. So what happens is that now the value of the Bitcoin is around 47 lakh, and it is going in a higher value. Maybe it fluctuating downward and upwards. So it is a back value that is 47 lakh Indian rupee. So this is the case of Bitcoin. So the demand of Bitcoin is very high. And if we all consider about other kind of cryptocurrencies, the situation is similar to that of Bitcoin. But we must be aware of this kind of cryptocurrencies, because this is not easy as a stock market. As I already said that the stock market is depend upon the market value, the performance of the company, and lot of things, and we could analyze with graph. They they follow a uniform pattern in their graphical system. So, but in cryptocurrencies, it's not unified and it is not clear. It have an ambiguity in that. And now, one important thing we must be aware of that there is a lot of kingdom of frauds are there now in market. And a lot of scams are organized scams are occurring in the name of cryptocurrencies. No, and new type of cryptocurrencies are emerging in a day by day, and a lot of pump and dump schemes are there in the name of cryptocurrencies. So what happens is that the new coins in the market are there having a low value, and it make a false promises that each value will go high in within an year, and they take advantage of the greed of the people, and people get invested in these cryptocurrencies, that it's new cryptocurrencies, and losing all their money. So these kind of cryptocurrencies have no proper backing, and they just only build up hype. Just like that, it's an example is Dogecoin. We are aware of Dogecoin. So these are happening nowadays in the world of cryptocurrencies. So what thing is, we must aware of what we are doing around the cryptocurrencies. Just look around the profile of the cryptocurrencies available in the market, and then only just invest in that high profile cryptocurrency. No, not to go before the false promises and the newly emerged cryptocurrencies. I'm not just saying that all the cryptocurrencies are frauds, but there are some newly emerged which are just aiming on the money of the investors, not to have a proper way of transaction or just like that. They are just aiming for to build the greed in the people. That's what happening nowadays. So be aware of the present scenario about the cryptocurrencies. Just look around the high profile cryptocurrencies. So there are a lot of false promises are happening there nowadays in case of the cryptocurrencies. Just like that, we will mine the cryptocurrencies, and we will invest in your cryptocurrencies, and we will make money and give it to you. These kind of things are happening right there. It's just like an organized crime. A lot of people are involving in this scenario, and they are just like rising the greed of the people. And just like that, they're doing the false promises, the make the people to invest in giving their money to them and to invest in cryptocurrencies and get cheated. So there are a lot of experienced people are there, just like that. They just get in the hands of these kind of people, and what happens is that a lot of cryptocurrencies are emerging, just like that. The newly arrived cryptocurrencies are there, and they are just claiming that they are now going to become the next Bitcoining or overcome the value of Bitcoin in future days. These kind of things are happening, and a lot of people invest in this kind of money, and there is the cryptocurrencies and lose all their money. So now we are having to look around whether the cryptocurrencies are legal in India. Yes, the cryptocurrencies are legal in India. Whether the cryptocurrencies is a legal tender in India? No, it is not at all a legal tender in India. And what is legal tender? A legal tender is just like that. Money. Money is a legal tender. We could buy things with money, but in cryptocurrency we couldn't buy things with cryptocurrencies. But the cryptocurrencies have its own value, just like gold. That is called, it is legal in India, not a legal tender. just like Indian rupee. So these are all the things that we must be aware about the cryptocurrencies, and in later sections we are going to look around how we could invest in cryptocurrencies very carefully without losing our money and get aware of the fraudulence in details. Myself Danish signing off, and we will see you in next video.